Welcome to today's edition of CARICOM One-on-One. I'm your host, Jascene Dunkley-Malcolm. In today's discussion, we're going to be talking about technology, and more specifically, information communication technology. Girls in ICT is usually celebrated in April every year, and so we thought that this time around, we'd have a discussion on girls in ICT, that is information communication technology, what it is, why is it celebrated, and what the Caribbean community, or more specifically, the CARICOM Secretariat, is doing to commemorate this occasion. But before we get into the discussions, if you have not subscribed to CARICOM's YouTube channel, now is the time for you to do so. Also, if you want to know when we upload, then you can go ahead and hit that bell notification button. So we have here today the Deputy Program Manager for Information Communications Technology for Development at the CARICOM Secretariat, Ms. Jennifer Britton. Thank you so much for joining today's program,
Thank
Jennifer.
You for having me,
And she's going to tell us a little bit about what Girls in ICT is and what we're doing to commemorate this event. Now, Jenny, what is Girls in ICT?
Okay, thank you. Good question. Girls in ICT is the day where the world commemorates and looks more particularly at how we treat with girls and how they treat with ICT. It was originally Bring Your Daughters to Work Day, and it morphed into Girls in ICT because the world thought that given the growing gender gap in ICT work and even the usage of it in school and in personal life, that we needed to focus a little more on girls and how they treat with the sector. Okay. So that is the genesis of the Girls in ICT Day.
I see. So we've been saying ICT, and we know that the acronym means Information Communication Technology, but can you give us like a practical example? What exactly is ICT?
Well, I like, as I think about it now, the World Bank in about 2017 came up with Innovate to Connect and Transform for ICT. And I think that captures it quite succinctly, and it gives life to the words. So the ICT is really going to be used to bring new things to us, help us to transform the Caribbean community, transform ourselves, and also using that big C to connect as we all do every day with various applications and various devices.
Okay, so what are some of those examples of like the applications and the devices that are used in ICT?
I think we're using a lot of, as a region, Facebook, WhatsApp, IMO, in keeping with, I think, the Caribbean sentiment of always chatting and always being in touch. So we're using a lot of the communication applications more than anything else in the Caribbean.
And of course, that would be on our phones and our
phones and computers, laptops. Yes, for sure,
okay,
sure, and even our watches.
Yeah, yes, because now we have smart watches.
Of course.
Everybody's tracking their health and their fitness and
Precisely.
all kinds of things, using their watches to answer their phones and so forth.
I see you have upgraded.
A little, just okay. A little. Good. Right. So in relation to ICT now, and specifically girls in ICT, I know the CARICOM Secretariat has been commemorating it over the years. Yes. What are some of the things that we have done to observe this occasion? Okay,
we started very small, I think, because we weren't sure of where we wanted to go with it. But we started at first with just a small career day, perhaps for half a day, with some high school girls and our own staff members and their teachers. What has been rewarding about that from that first session is that we got very, very outstanding girls in ICT, girls who even came in and said they didn't like ICT on the first day are now advocates all across the world and all across the internet. And so we have had some success from that first time. We've morphed and moved and grown into having, moving out of our own conference room, moving to the larger conference center next door and to other locations, doing more and more interactions with girls and more workshops, and a lot of them have focused on careers and hearing from people with careers. This year we want to do a little bit differently and have we want to hear from the girls themselves, and this year we're also planning to involve boys because we haven't yet seen the data in the region which says that there's a gender gap on the girl side. So we want to treat with both entities to make sure that we touch both areas of youth to make sure that they're all moving forward at the same time and in the same way.
So we spoke about girls in ICT and what the Caribbean community, well, the Secretariat has done to commemorate girls in ICT over the years, and we spoke a little bit also about what we are planning to do for this year to include boys, etc. Now, somebody might be watching this program and wondering, well, why are we focusing on girls in ICT? Why is this something that's important for us to, pay attention to? How am I going to be benefiting? How is the CARICOM region going to benefit from girls in ICT?
Yes.
Can you expand a little bit on that for me?
Thank you, Jascene. I think one, I need to situate it perhaps in the Sustainable Development Goals. Everybody has heard about them, and we're supposed to be, having achieved them in 2030, there are certain things that the world expects to see. One of those things in there, embedded, not explicit, is that digital citizenship is a big thing. Mm-hmm. And that means being able to live and thrive and enjoy your life, even though you're surrounded by a million digital devices and tools and impetuses.
Yeah, so you'd want to be able to use your smartphones, your smartwatch,
correct,
smart refrigerators,
correct. All the things in your home will probably be smart, and they'll all probably be connected or have some some chip in them. Mm-hmm. So the Girls in ICT Day allows us as a Secretariat to start planting that seed. And as I said, this year we wanted to go a little bit more regional with the opportunities, etc. We have a lot of fabulous partners in Guyana. About 26 persons have come on board and said they will partner with us in various ways and on various workshops and various types of delivery. So we have a big opportunity, I think, in this year, and I don't want to lose it. But in particular, it is just about planting a seed for how do we perform and evolve by 2030? How do we help our young people to be good citizens when 2030 comes, which is not so far away? It will allow girls and boys to understand the opportunities, the benefits, and the career opportunities and options in being a digital citizen, and also exposing them to some of the challenges like cyber bullying and cyber violence. So we are excited about the program this year and look forward to interacting with children in Guyana and across the region.
Right. Indeed, digital technology has been very crucial in our lives most recently. And that's all we have for today's program. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of CARICOM One-on-One. Like us on Facebook if you haven't already done so. Follow us on Twitter. Check out our blog today.caricom.org. And if you want to know more about Girls in ICT and what we're doing here at CARICOM, check out the CARICOM website at www.caricom.org. It's always a pleasure having you join us on CARICOM One-on-One, and I look forward to seeing you next time.